Hi guys, it's Natalie. Welcome back to ABoC Studio. In today's video, we're gonna crochet this heart-shaped top. It's like a camisole with a bow tie back. Let me show you. You can also wear it outside of any shirt you like. So before getting into the tools and materials, let's take a look at some notes. For this project, we're gonna use double-stranded Aran yarn. So we're gonna put two strands together like this and work as if they are one. And then we're gonna need some thin yarn for the ruffle. If you wanna work with single strand, you wanna find some chunky or super chunky yarn. I'll put the information down in the description for you. So we're gonna start row 1 with a chain 3, and keep in mind that for this project you don't want the chain loops to be too tight, so let's just keep the tension moderate. All right, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, something like this would be too tight. You see that? Okay, 3 chains, and then we're gonna work 5 double crochet into this first chain. So yarn over, insert the hook, and you want to take 2 loops of the chain, not just 1 loop like this, okay? 2 loops, like so, and a double crochet, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And then another double crochet in the exact same place, like so. And we do this until we have 6 stitches. There's this chain 2 in the beginning because we made a chain 3 and worked in the first chain. So we have this chain 2 in the beginning that we count as a stitch. So 1, 2, 3, we need 3 more stitches into this first chain. Six stitches, including this chain 2, count as a stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now chain 2, and remember, don't make it too tight. Turn the work, and then for the second row, you will see that we work double crochet into the first stitch and 2 double crochet into each stitch. Usually with double crochet, we start a row with double crochet into the second stitch. Because this first stitch already have the beginning chain on top of it, count as a stitch. So when we work in the first stitch, we increase 1 stitch. And that's exactly what we want here. Double crochet into the first stitch. So we have 2 stitches in this first stitch. And then 2 double crochet in the next stitch. 1 and 2. Like so, and then 2 in each across all the way until the end. And remember, this last stitch is the beginning chain 2 of row 1. I will meet you there to show you how it's like. Okay, and then this last stitch, which is the chain 2, you see in the second chain right there, that's where we want to insert the hook, like so. 1 and 2 in the same place. So now on row 2, you have 12 stitches, including the chain 2 in the beginning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Chain 2, not too tight, turn the work. In the third row, we double crochet into the first stitch, like so. Okay, if you see something like this sticking out, that's because we That's because of the chain. Okay, we want to redo it. Okay, like so. And like so. Okay. Turn the work. And then in the third row, you will see that we again work a double crochet into the first stitch, this one, so that we have 2 stitches there, you see. And then 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 double crochet in this next stitch, 1 and 2. Then repeat the same process of 1 double crochet in next stitch, 2 double crochet in the stitch after that. The next one would be 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochet in the next one, and then 1 double crochet and then 2 double crochet in the same stitch, and then 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet again, and then 2 double crochet in this stitch next to the last stitch, 2 double crochet in there, and then in the last stitch, which is the beginning chain of row 2, the chain 2, we put only 1 double crochet. So this is how it should look like. And on this row, we'll have 18 stitches, counting everything including the beginning chain of the row as 1 stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way until the end, and this would be the 18. All right? Now chain 2 and turn the work. On row 4, we're going to work double crochet into the first stitch, and then double crochet in next 2 stitches, and then in the next stitch we work 2 double crochet in the same place. Okay, repeat the same process of double crochet in next 2 stitches, and then after that 2 double crochet in the same stitch. So 1 double crochet here, 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then this one would be 2 double crochet. Okay, so 1 double crochet in here, 1 double crochet in here, and 2 double crochet in the next one. Okay, and then repeat that. And then we have 2 stitches left. We put 1 double crochet in each of them. Okay. Now this is how it should look like, and on this row you should have 20 stitches. For extra small and small, this would be where we bind off. But if you're working on medium or large, we're gonna need to work 1 more row, and the process for the 5th row of medium and large would be pretty similar to what we did since the beginning. This chain 2, double crochet in the first stitch, and double crochet in each stitch for 3 stitches. And then 2 double crochet in the next one. And repeat that, double crochet in each stitch for 3 stitches, 2 double crochet in the next one, same place, all the way until the end, and in the end of row 5 you should have 30 stitches. Okay, and then we're gonna bind off by just chain 1, cut, leave a long enough tail to weave in later like so, and just like that. Here we are going to chain 2, and as you can see in the written pattern, we are going to make a number of stitches. The number is different, depends on the size you are working on, and we need to spread them evenly on this straight edge of the half circle. We already have this chain 2 count as a stitch, so for extra small and small, I will make 17 stitches more. It may feel a little tricky while working on this edge because the loops on the edge is kind of lumpy and messy. We need to move from loop to loop like this one and this one and this one. The stitches should be close to each other, but not too close that it's bunched up. And also they should not be too far away from each other, leaving visible holes. You can also count the loops you see before you work the stitches. Just to imagine the pace, I will put a stitch marker here. And that will be for the last stitch. Okay, let's do it. That's the first one, and then let's move here. Okay, and then this, and then this one. Okay, and this one. If you feel like the loop got dragged up like this, you can take 2 loops in that same place so that it will be sturdier. That one and maybe another one under it, like so. All right, and then this next one. Okay, and this one. It will look something like that. Remember that at the end, if we don't have the same number of stitches as we expected, we can always go back and fix something, maybe add or subtract a stitch. For example, I feel like here I can maybe put 1 more stitch there, but right now I think it's fine, so I will keep going, but I may have to go back. I don't know, let's just keep going. To this next one and this next one. And here, this one would be the same place where we put all the stitches of the first row together, right? Right in the middle, like so. And I will do the same thing all the way until the end of the row, and I will meet you right there to show you how it's like. Okay, so I'm at the end of the row, and right now I have 16 stitches including this chain 2 in the beginning, and so I have 2 stitches left to work in, and this is just perfect. So 17, and let's put this away, and 18. Let's take 2 loops here so that it's 30. This is how it should look like, and as I told you, you can always go back and fix the number so that you get the right number of stitches. Moving on, we're gonna repeat the exact same thing that we just did with this one. So I start here, and for double crochet, yarn over, insert the hook where you want to place the double crochet, and take only 1 or 2 loops, okay? Don't take too much, like so. I would take 2 loops like that. Bring our loop. With 3 loops on the hook, you want to bring them together, and all the loops should stay close to the sides of the hook like this, okay? If it's too loose like this, the stitch will look crazy. So you want to bring them together, and then finish double crochet with yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And that's how it should look like. Okay, moving on to the next loop. And we repeat the exact same thing we did with this. We did here, and you're gonna need the same number of stitches on this half circle so that they are equal. And I will meet you by the end of the row to show you what to do next, okay? Now let's check the number of stitches one more time just to make sure that we have the right number of stitches according to the size we are working on. So counting everything, including this chain 2 in the beginning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way until this last stitch. And you should have the right number of stitches before moving on to the next row. To finish this row, let's chain 2, turn the work, follow the pattern. We're gonna first double crochet into the second stitch. Unlike for the half circle, we don't need to increase stitches here. So we're not gonna work in the first stitch, we're gonna work in the second stitch, this one, okay? So double crochet into the second stitch. That's how it should look like. And each stitch across all the way until you have a number of stitches for the size that I'm working on. I will double crochet until I have 16 stitches. So I just finished 16 stitches. For medium and large, you will need to have 19 stitches, okay? Next, we're going to work a double crochet 2 together. And if you don't know how to do that yet, I will do it slowly with you. Just like for a double crochet, we yarn over, insert the hook in the next stitch, draw our loop. Now we're just gonna yarn over and pull through 2 one time. Leave these 2 loops on the hook and move on to this next stitch, yarn over, insert the hook, draw our loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then with these 3 loops on the hook, we're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that is a double crochet 2 together. So you see on top of this, we only have 1 V, so we basically make 2 stitches into 1 stitch, like so, okay? And then we're gonna make another double crochet 2 together. Repeat the same thing, yarn over, insert the hook, draw our loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over again, insert the hook in the next stitch, draw our loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 3 loops on the hook, we're gonna yarn over and pull through 3 loops. Like so, we have 2 double crochet 2 together, just like that, okay? And before moving on, we're going to mark these 2 double crochet 2 together. So we need 2 markers, and you're gonna put this one in here and this one in here. You can see it looks like we have 4 stitches, but only 2 V's for the next row. And then double crochet into each stitch across all the way until the end of the row, until this last stitch, which is the beginning chain, and I will meet you right there to show you what to do next. You can see that I'm at the end of this row and I have 3 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 2 double crochet and the chain 2. I will put 1 double crochet in each. Okay. And we finish it with a chain 2. Turn the work. In the next row, we're gonna double crochet into the second stitch, okay, this one. And then each stitch across all the way until we reach these markers. And I will meet you right there to show you how it's like. So now that we reach these markers, you will see in the rhythm pattern that we're going to work double crochet 2 together in these stitches. So let's do that. Yarn over, insert the hook, draw our loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Leave these 2 loops here, move on to the next one, yarn over, insert the hook, draw our loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. With 3 loops on the hook, we yarn over and pull through 3 loops. Okay? And that's how it should look like. Now we're just going to double crochet into each stitch, into the next stitch, and each stitch across, all the way until the end. And I will meet you by the end of this row to show you how it's like and how it's like in the beginning of the next row. Okay, so I'm at the end of this row. I have 2 stitches left to work in. This double crochet and the chain 2. And then chain 2. Turn the work. Now follow the rhythm pattern. You will see that we're gonna first double crochet into the second stitch. And then we're gonna skip this stitch and work in the stitch next to it. So, okay, skip it, work in this one. That's how it should look like. And then double crochet into each stitch across until we have 3 stitches left. And I will meet you right there to show you what to do next. So here I'm at the end of this row and you can see that we have 3 stitches left, 2 double crochet and this chain 2 that we count as 1 stitch. We're gonna skip this next stitch and work in the 2 last stitch. So not this one, and double crochet in this one, and then double crochet in this last one. That's how it should look like. Now we're gonna chain 2 and turn the work. You can see that the pattern for the next row is exactly the same as the last row. Double crochet in the second stitch, skip the next stitch, work in the next one. That's how it's like. And then double crochet in each stitch across all the way until the end. When you have 3 stitches left, you're gonna skip this one and work in the 2 last stitches. Then for the next few rows, the pattern will be exactly the same. There's nothing new, so please follow the rhythm pattern on the screen. Alright, so I'm at the end of this row and this is how it should look like by now. Now let's finish this row with a chain 2 and turn the work. In the next row, the pattern changes just a little bit. You can see that we double crochet in the second stitch and then skip the next stitch, work double crochet in the next stitch, and then skip the next stitch again, work in the stitch next to it. And that's how it should look like. Basically, on this row, we skip 4 stitches, 2 in the beginning and 2 in the last, which I will show you how it's like when I get there. So let's double crochet into the next stitch and each stitch across all the way until we have 5 stitches left on the row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after we finish this one, and I'll meet you there to show you how it's like. Alright, so I have 5 stitches left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna skip this next stitch, work in the next one like so, and then again skip this one and work in the 2 last stitches. 1 double crochet in each like so. Okay, and this is how it should look like. Alright, and now finish the row with chain 2, turn the work, and you will see that in the next row we're gonna decrease 2 stitches, 1 in the beginning and 1 in the end, and then after that row we're gonna skip 4 stitches like the one we just did. And there's nothing new on the pattern, so please follow the written pattern on the screen. Okay, by the end of this row, we will have 11 stitches left for all the sizes. And then we're gonna chain 1 and turn the work. On this row, we're gonna use half double crochet instead of double crochet. So, and the first half double crochet, we're gonna work in the second stitch. Just a reminder that for half double crochet stitches, the beginning chain, which we just did, the chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch. So usually we're gonna need to work in the first stitch, but here we wanna skip that stitch, so we're gonna work in the second stitch. You don't really need to understand this, just follow the pattern, but I just wanna be clear. Now a half double crochet is similar to the double crochet we yarn over, insert the hook, draw our loop. When we have 3 loops on the hook, we're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And that's the first half double crochet. Another half double crochet in the next stitch, and then skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the next one, and another half double crochet in the next one, and skip the next one and half double crochet in the next one, half double crochet in the next one, like so. And then in the end, you will see you have 2 stitches left. This double crochet and the chain 2. We're gonna skip this double crochet and work a half double crochet in this last stitch. Okay, and now at the end we should have 7 half double crochet. This chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, now chain 1, turn the work. We're gonna again half double crochet into the second stitch, so skip this one, work in this one, and half double crochet in the next stitch, skip this next stitch and half double crochet in here, like so. You'll see that we have 2 half double crochet left. Skip this half double crochet and half double crochet in the last stitch, like so, and you'll see that we have 4 half double crochet on this row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, chain 1 and turn. In this row, we're gonna half double crochet in the second stitch again, so skip this first one, half double crochet in the next stitch, and then skip this one and half double crochet in this last stitch. So you will see that we have 2 half double crochet left on the row. Now chain 1, turn the work, and this will be the last row where you will single crochet in the second half double crochet. So we don't work in here, we work in this one. And for a single crochet, you insert the hook, draw our loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through. Okay, now to bind off, you chain 1 and cut. No. Leave a long enough tails to weave in later, okay? This is how it should look like by now, and you can stretch the piece to reshape it. Moving on, we're gonna use the thin yarn that we prepare for the ruffle. You can insert the yarn anywhere on the edge of the heart, but I'm gonna insert it right somewhere right here so that I can at the same time show you how it go through this lumpy part. And also when we get here, it's gonna be slightly different as this is the top of the stitches. Let's insert the yarn somewhere here, and on the edge we again gonna move from loop to loop. You can take 2 loops like this on 1 loop, it's all up to you. I like it to be sturdy, so I'll take 2 loops, and you just pull the yarn through, tied it like so, and remember to leave a long enough tail so that we can weave it in later. Then you insert the hook in the same place and chain 1. And the first thing we're gonna need to do is to make single crochet all around the edge of this heart. So I'm gonna first insert my hook, the hook here, like so. And for single crochet, just bring our loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through. And here I can take just 1 loop like so, and single crochet. And then move on to the next one, single crochet, and to this next one. If it looks like this, I would want to take 2 loop, like that. And then move on to the next one. Okay, and the next one. Again, here you want to keep the tension moderate, because if you pull too tight on the working yarn, the single crochet would drag the side and it kind of bunch up and ruin the shape of the heart. So that's not what we want. Let's go to this loop and this one, and then this one. I would take 2 loops. Once you are here, you will see that we will start working in the top of the double crochet stitches. So we're gonna single crochet into each double crochet as we normally would do, just like that. If you tend to have like a very tight tension, you want to lighten that up a little bit for this edge, all right? Okay, like so. And let's just repeat the same process. And I will meet you somewhere here to show you how it's like, all right? So when you get here, we actually just repeat the exact same process, but in case it's confusing, I'm gonna do it with you. We again move from loop to loop. Okay, and then here, and then this one right here, you can see that it's kind of loose, so you can insert the hook somewhere here to maybe take 1 more loop somewhere so that it's sturdier, something like so. And then again, I move on to the next loop. As long as you feel like the paces are nice and even, then you can just keep going. Alright, and from here you will see that we repeat the exact same process. I want to show you how it's like when we got down here in the bottom of the heart. We just do the exact same thing, but I want to show you how it's like, just in case you need it. Alright, so here we have this tail. We just ignore it and go lips to lips like so. Yeah. And then here, you can actually stretch the piece to see if it's good enough to go. If the line kind of bunch up the fabric, you can, you know, unravel some of the stitches and put more single crochet in there to even it out. And if it's nice, if it's already good, we can just keep going. I feel like these stitches are a little bit too close to each other, so I'm gonna redo it. And let's finish all of this like so. And then you can insert the hook in the first single crochet like that, draw our loop, draw that same loop through the loops on your hook, sew a slip stitch, close the slip stitch by pulling on the loop and the working yarn, and that's how, and this is how it should look like. Like so. Alright. Okay. Let's move on to the next row. We're gonna need a chain 3. Turn the work, and depends on how fluffy you want the ruffle, or depends on the thickness of the yarn. You can do like 4 treble crochet or 5 treble crochet in each single crochet stitch. You don't want the ruffle to be too busy, but if there's not enough treble crochet, it would look like a wave than a ruffle. So it's all up to you. For this yarn, I would go for 4 treble crochet in each stitch. So this is the first stitch, and for treble crochet, yarn over 2 times, insert the hook in the single crochet like so, draw our loop, 4 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 3 times, and that's a treble crochet. Okay, now in the same place, I will make 3 more treble crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now that's how it's like. I definitely feel like this is a little too thick, so I will go for a few more stitches and see if I want to reduce 4 treble crochet to maybe 3. Okay, so I feel like this is good enough. It's not too busy. Is it too busy? Actually, it's not. So yeah, I would go for 4 treble crochet in each stitch. So now I repeat the same process all the way around until we get some way here in this part, in the slip part of the heart. And we're gonna do something a little bit different. So I'll meet you here to show you how it's like. So the space here is kind of narrow, so we don't want to put like a bunch of treble crochet in there. We're gonna shift to double crochet for just a few stitches, and I will show you how to do that. You're first gonna need to determine the stitch right in the middle. So for me, it is this one. So I will keep making 4 treble crochet in each stitch until I am just 3 stitches before this middle stitch. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches left before this middle stitch. I will do the same thing in this stitch first. So you repeat the same thing you did before. Alright, so now that I have 3 stitches before this middle stitch, for this next stitch I will do 2 treble crochet, and then one double crochet. Okay, and then in these 2 stitches before the middle stitch, I will do 2 double crochet in each of them. So double crochet. So this one, 2 double crochet, and this one I'll do the same, 2 double crochet. In the middle stitch, I also gonna make 2 double crochet. All right, and then repeat the same thing for the next 2 stitches. So 2 double crochet in this one, and then for this one, do 2 double crochet, 2, and then in the next one, we do 1 double crochet and 2 treble crochet. And then for the rest, we're gonna do the same thing we did before until we get here, and I will meet you there to show you what to do next. Let's finish this stitch and I will show you how it's like in the front of the heart. Okay, so this is how it would look like. Here I am at the end of my ruffle. I will find the first treble crochet, so this is the chain 1, the first treble crochet, and slip stitch into that treble crochet. Take the V on top of the stitch, like so. And then with the working yarn, draw our loop. Draw the same loop through the loop on your hook. And then you would want to chain 1 to bind off. Remember to leave a long enough tail so that we can weave it in later. Just gonna cut it here. And then fasten the knot. So this is how it should look like by now. Moving on, I will show you how to make the back closure or fastener. You're gonna need 2 stitch markers. You can definitely put the heart on the body to determine where you want the band to be. I will show you how I determine it. Start by looking for row 1A. So it is this one, the one right after the half circle. With the stitch marker, you're gonna mark the bone between row 1A and row 2A. So right here, where the rows meet, right? Like so. And then I will count 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. And mark the bones between these rows. Okay, so this place will be where I place the band. We take the yarn and follow this stitch marker. I will find the loop on the edge. So it's gonna be the same loop that we put this single crochet for the ruffle, right? You can take 1 loop like this, but I like to take 2 loops, so yeah. You put the yarn on the needle and draw out, tied it up. We're still gonna need a long enough tail to weave in later, okay? Then you're gonna insert the hook in the same place and bring our loop, chain 2, Then we're gonna make 6 double crochet from here to this stitch marker. So yarn over and insert the hook on the edge, find the next loop, like so, draw our loop, and a double crochet. And then the next one, like so. Okay. And then you'll see that the next one would be the last double crochet. So yarn over and find the loop on the edge. Alright, this is how it should look like. And you should turn to the front to see if it's messed up the fabric, if this looks alright, so we can keep moving on. Let's chain 2 and turn. You can remove these stitch markers. Alright, now double crochet into the second stitch and each stitch across. The last stitch will be this chain 2, right? And here how it's like. Let's repeat the same thing for one more row. Chain 2. From the next row, we're gonna decrease 1 stitch by the end of each row. So double crochet into the second stitch and each stitch across. You see, I have 2 stitches left. I will work double crochet in this one, and we want to decrease 1 stitch by the end of this row, so let's skip this last stitch, the chain 2. You're not going to work in there. You chain 2, turn the work, and repeat the exact same thing. Double crochet into the second stitch and each stitch across until the last stitch, and skip the last stitch. So there you go, we skip this chain 2, so that's how it's like. We do the same thing for a few next row. Okay, so here I work in the second stitch and this stitch and drop this chain 2. So now I have 3 stitches left on the row. Chain 2, turn the work, double crochet in the second stitch and this stitch, the third stitch, which is the chain 2, and the last stitch, like so. So now we're gonna keep repeating the exact same thing with these 3 stitches and make it and turn it into a really long band until it's long enough. You can follow the measurement on the screen, all right? This is how it should look like. Let's chain 1 and bind off. And then repeat the exact same thing for the band on the other side. And then insert the yarn right here by the edge of the heart. Basically repeat the exact same thing that we did with this one and make sure that you have the same number of stitches, which is 7 stitches including the chain 2. I will do that later. Now I will show you how I do the shoulder strap. Again, you can try the piece on your body and determine where you want to put the strap. But normally we're going to find the middle of this half circle, then lean outward maybe 3 to 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe here. And there is where we want to mark that place. All right. And mark another one on the other side just to make sure that the strap on the other side is going to be in the exact same place. You can count the number of stitches from this one next to row 1A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the same will happen here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one, right? So then you're going to insert the yarn in the stitch next to this mark stitch. Bring out the yarn, tie it, insert the hook in the same place and chain 1. Then you want to half double crochet to this mark stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook, bring our loop, yarn over and pull through like so. And then we're just going to keep chaining until the chain is long enough. So please follow the measurement on the screen and I will meet you when my chain is long enough. Okay, so now that it's long enough, I can just cut it off. With this tail, we don't need to weave it in, but you need to pull on it really hard to secure it. And maybe make like 2 knots here just to make sure that it's nice and secure. It won't unravel by itself in the future. And then you can cut closer to where you tied it, like so. We're gonna tie it onto this band. It is definitely adjustable, so you can always adjust it later. But this is basically how it's gonna be. Repeat the exact same thing on this one. We may need to turn the work like this so that it's easier. Chain 1, half double crochet in the mark stitch. We have only one last thing to do, and that is weaving all this tail back into the piece. And it's very important to properly do this. So if you don't know how to do it yet, please read the note on the screen.